Chapter 4: A New Galactic Order. In the wake of their resounding victories, the Forgotten Colonies emerged from the shadows. Their existence no longer a closely guarded secret. They stood tall, proud, and defiant. Their advanced technologies and military prowess on full display for the galaxy to behold. The aliens, chastened by their defeats, were forced to reckon with the reality of humanity's strength and determination. Captain Serena Locke, aboard the UES Thunder, watched with a sense of satisfaction as the alien fleet retreated, their vessels scarred and crippled from the latest battle. The truce, negotiated under the watchful eye of a neutral third party, was tenuous at best, but it offered a respite chance for both sides to lick their wounds and prepare for whatever came next. Serena's dark eyes, sharpened by years of combat and strategic maneuvering, reflected the myriad emotions swirling within her: pride in her crew and her people, determination to safeguard their hard-won independence, and a lingering sadness for the losses they had endured. She understood, deep in her bones, that the peace was temporary, that the simmering tensions between their species would inevitably lead to future conflicts. "Captain," Lieutenant Marcus Wren's voice interrupted her reverie. "We're receiving transmissions from the colonies. They're hailing our victory, hailing us as their protectors." Serena nodded, a faint smile playing at the corners of her mouth. "Pipe it through, Marcus. Let's hear what they have to say." The view screen flickered to life, displaying a torrent of messages, holovids, text scrolls, and audio recordings from the far-flung outposts that comprised the Forgotten Colonies. Celebrations erupted across the sectors, each colony proud of the role they had played in securing their newfound place in the Galactic Order. Serena's heart swelled with a mix of emotions as she witnessed the outpouring of gratitude and admiration. She knew that their battles had not only safeguarded their independence, but had also instilled a deep sense of pride and unity among their people. The Forgotten Colonies were forgotten no more. One message, in particular, caught her attention, a holovid featuring a young woman with fiery red hair and determined emerald eyes. "This is Captain Abigail Foster of Liberty's Torch," the woman said, her voice steady and fierce. "We fought, bled, and triumphed alongside you. Our colony will forever be grateful for the protection you provided, and we stand ready to aid you in whatever challenges lie ahead." Wren, his eyes fixed on the screen, murmured, "That's the spirit, Captain. They understand what we've achieved here." Serena nodded, her expression softening. "They do, Marcus, and we'll need their unity and strength in the days to come. This truce won't last, and the aliens will be back, driven by their thirst for conquest and their wounded pride." Wren's jaw tightened, his gaze never wavering from the screen. "We'll be ready, Captain. They'll learn soon enough that humans don't back down, not when our homes and our freedom are at stake." Serena allowed herself a brief moment of silence, her eyes taking in the determined faces of her crew. "Make no mistake, we have earned our place in this galaxy, and we'll be damned if we let anyone take it from us. But for now, we focus on repairs, resupply, and the welfare of our people. They've endured much, and they deserve a respite." A chorus of assent rippled through the bridge, the crew's eyes shining with pride and anticipation. They had fought, bled, and triumphed, and now they would revel in the peace they had helped forge, however fleeting it might be. As the days passed, the Forgotten Colonies flourished. Their advanced technologies and military prowess now openly traded among their people. The once isolated outposts became hubs of innovation and collaboration, their scientists and engineers sharing insights that pushed the boundaries of known physics and engineering. Captain Andromeda Blake, a revered figure among the colonies, traveled from outpost to outpost, her fiery speeches rallying their citizens to embrace their newfound unity and strength. "We have proven our mettle," she proclaimed, her voice carrying across the crowded assembly halls and spaceship bays. "And we must stand vigilant, for the peace we have forged is but a fragile truce. The aliens will return, driven by their insatiable greed. But make no mistake, we are ready. United, we stand as an indomitable force, protectors of our homes, our freedoms, and our future." Her words resonated, igniting a fire in the hearts of her people. They understood the sacrifices made, the battles won, and the necessity of remaining prepared. In the shipyards, construction flourished, each colony contributing to the collective defense of their newfound sovereignty. In the shadows of the colonial defenses, a new generation of warships emerged sleek, powerful vessels christened with names reflecting their shared history and resolve. The USS Defiance, under Captain Blake's command, joined forces with the USS Thunder. Led by Serena Locke, their combined fleets a formidable force. Together, they traveled from colony to colony, their presence a symbol of unity and protection. Their crews, seasoned by battle, shared tactics and strategies, knowing that the peace would not last and their shared enemies would strike again, seeking to dominate and subjugate. Captain Locke, her eyes narrowed in determination, addressed the assembled colonists and crew during one such visit. We have earned a respite from war, but we must never forget the true nature of our adversaries. They will use this time to regroup, to scheme, and to forge new alliances aimed at our destruction. We cannot falter, cannot lower our guard, for the cost of freedom is eternal vigilance. Her words echoed across the outpost, a stark reminder that their newfound peace was but a fragile construct, easily shattered by the capricious desires of their enemies. Deep in the heart of alien territory, a tumultuous gathering unfolded. The defeat at the hands of the humans had shaken the alien powers to their core. Their long-held belief in human inferiority shattered. A bitter resentment simmered, fueling their desire for retribution. The High Commander, a towering figure with gleaming chitinous armor, addressed the gathered factions. Our defeat was an aberration, an insult we cannot abide. We are the superior species, destined to rule this galaxy. The humans, in their insignificant colonies, must be made to pay for their audacity. A chorus of enraged assent filled the chamber, each faction vying to outdo the other in their fervor for revenge. The room buzzed with whispered alliances, each seeking to exploit the humans' vulnerabilities and reclaim the dominance they believed was rightfully theirs. In the aftermath of the truce, the galaxy held its breath, uncertain which power would make the next move. Trade routes and border skirmishes became tense, each species anticipating the other's aggression. Captain Michael Kuehler, once an operative in the shadows, now commanded a fleet of his own. His vessel, the USS Sentinel, served as a watchdog on the fringes of human space, ever vigilant for signs of alien aggression. Kuehler, his dark eyes intent, studied the sensor readings relaying intelligence from the border regions. They're massing their forces, building their fleets, he muttered, his gaze fixed on the shimmering holographic display. They won't abide by this peace for long. Mark my words, they're planning something big. His second-in-command, Commander Elena Bennett, nodded, her expression grim. We've bought ourselves some time, but our enemies won't forget the sting of their defeat. We must be prepared, fortify our defenses, and train our people for the battles to come. Kuehler's fingers tapped a rhythm on the armrest of his chair, his gaze never wavering from the ever-shifting tactical map. We will be ready, Commander. But this time, we take the fight to them. No more reacting, no more waiting for the first strike. We strike fear into their hearts and show them the true extent of our capabilities. Bennett's eyes sparked with determination. Absolutely, sir. We hit them hard and fast, sever their supply lines, and cripple their shipyards. We send a clear message, mess with humanity, and you'll regret it. A faint smile played at the corners of Kuehler's mouth. Then we prepare. Our allies in the colonies are ready and willing. Together, we forge a defense that will make our enemies think twice before trespassing on human space again. Their preparations were meticulous. Each ship overhauled and retrofitted with cutting-edge technologies developed during the peace. The human colonies, unified in purpose, shared their innovations, ensuring every ship was a force to be reckoned with. Captain Abigail Foster, commanding the Liberty's Torch, joined Kuehler's fleet, her red hair gleaming in the ship's bridge lights. "We're with you, Captain Kuehler," she said, her eyes alight with determination. "Liberty's Torch stands ready to defend our homes, our people, and our future. Together, we send a message they'll never forget." Kuehler smiled, his eyes softening momentarily. "Thank you, Captain Foster. It's an honor to serve alongside such valiant warriors. We are the protectors of the forgotten colonies, a force that cannot be ignored." The truce persisted, the galaxy biding its time, breath held in anticipation. The aliens, fueled by their rage and wounded pride, amassed their forces in secret. Their intentions clear. The human colonies, vigilant and prepared, awaited their next move, ready to demonstrate once again that humans were not a species to be underestimated. The fragile peace shattered like glass. The aliens launching a surprise offensive aimed at the heart of human territory. Their overwhelming numbers and determination to reclaim their dominance struck fear into the hearts of the colonial defenders. Captain Locke, aboard the Thunder, faced the onslaught head-on. They seek to intimidate us, to break our spirits. But we are the forgotten no more. We rise, we fight, and we triumph, her vessel. Its advanced weapons calibrated for maximum destruction led the charge. The human fleet, unified under the banner of protection and independence, stood firm. Their fortifications and cybernetic enhancements providing a formidable defense. The battle raged, a tempest of fire and debris, as the human fleet held the line. Their advanced weaponry, enhanced by colonial innovations, tore into the alien forces with relentless precision. The aliens, their numbers superior, pressed their advantage, seeking to overwhelm the human defenses. Lieutenant Wren, his fingers flying across the Thunder's tactical console, reported. They're focusing their assault on our shield generators, Captain, trying to knock out our defenses. Serena's voice, steady and calm, cut through the chaos of the bridge. Return fire, target their command ships, disrupt their coordination, and we disrupt their entire strategy. The Thunder's cannons blazed, their concentrated fire tearing into the aliens' flagship. Explosions rocked the massive vessel, its shields flickering and failing under the onslaught. Direct hit, Captain, Wren exclaimed, his voice tight with anticipation. Their flagship is crippled. Serena allowed herself a brief grin. Press the attack, Lieutenant. We hit them while they're reeling. No quarter given. The Thunder and its escorts closed in, their weapons blazing. The alien flagship, its hull buckling under the relentless assault, went dark, adrift in the void of space. The tide of battle turned, the aliens reeling from the targeted strike on their command structure. Their forces, disorganized and leaderless, became easy prey for the human fleet. One by one, their vessels fell, consumed by the fury of the human counterattack. Across the colonial defenses, a network of powerful stations and fortified outposts. The humans held the line. Their superior technologies and strategic prowess turned the tide, and the aliens, their arrogance shaken, retreated. In the chambers of the alien high command, a crisis unfolded. Their defeat had been swift and devastating, their plans torn asunder by the human counterattack. The High Commander, his armor hideous in the stark lighting, slammed a massive fist against the console, his fury echoing through the room. "They have bested us again," he roared, his voice carrying a mixture of rage and disbelief. "Humans, insignificant insects, dare to stand against us. But they will learn, they will suffer, for their defiance will be their undoing." The gathered factions, their rage mirroring that of their leader, vowed vengeance. Plots thickened, alliances shifted, and a new strategy emerged, one that would shake the very foundations of the human colonies. Captain Kueller, his vessel patrolling the borders of colonial space, sensed the changing winds of the galactic conflict. "They're up to something, Commander," he murmured, his eyes narrowed in concentration. This prolonged silence, their unexpected retreat, they're planning something big. A strike that will shake us to our core. Bennett, her eyes never leaving the tactical display, nodded, her expression grim. "We fortify our defenses, Captain, but we also prepare for a preemptive strike. We cannot afford to be reactive, not with so much at stake." Kueller's gaze flickered across the bustling bridge, his crew ready and focused, each anticipating the coming storm. "We prepare, yes, but we also seek to understand their motives, their fears, and their vulnerabilities. Their retreat is not born of surrender, but of a desire to regroup and launch a new offensive. We must stay one step ahead." His words hung heavy in the air, the weight of their responsibility pressing down on the bridge crew. They were the sentinels of the colonial defenses, guardians against the looming alien threat. The days crawled by, each our torment of anticipation. Then, Without warning, the aliens struck. A coordinated assault on a scale unprecedented. Their targeted colony rich in resources and strategic value. Their overwhelming numbers and relentless assault sent shockwaves through the human forces. Captain Foster, aboard the Liberty's Torch, found herself in the eye of the storm. "They're hitting us hard, sir," she reported, her voice steady despite the fury of the battle. "Their sheer numbers are overwhelming, and their tactics are adaptive. We're holding the line, but we need support." Keeler's voice crackled over the comms, his tone clipped and urgent. "On our way, Liberty's Torch. Hang in there." The Sentinel and its fleet emerged from hyperspace, their weapons blazing. They joined the fray, their concentrated fire tearing into the alien ranks, buying Foster's forces much-needed breathing room. The battle raged, a tempest of destruction, as the human fleet fought with unwavering determination. The aliens, their initial surprise advantage lost, began to falter under the relentless human counterattack. "We're turning the tide, Captain," Bennett exclaimed, her eyes shining with fierce satisfaction. "Their command ships are in disarray. We press our advantage and cripple their ability to coordinate." Keeler, his gaze fixed on the chaotic battle unfolding before them, nodded, his jaw set. "Press the attack, Commander. They chose the wrong colony to target, the wrong people to mess with." The Sentinel and its fleet weaved through the debris-filled battlefield, their enhanced maneuverability allowing them to strike vulnerable targets with precision. One by one, the aliens' vessels fell, their destruction a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. The colonial forces, united in purpose, fought with unwavering determination. Their shared history, their dreams of independence, and their love for their homes fueled their resolve. The aliens, despite their initial numerical advantage, found themselves outclassed and outfought at every turn. Captain Locke, her vessel joining the fray, added her voice to the chorus of defiance. "They will not take what is ours. We are the protectors, the defenders, and we will not falter." Her words, relayed across the comms, echoed through the colonial forces, igniting a fire in their hearts. The humans fought with renewed vigor, their advanced weaponry and cybernetic enhancements providing a decisive edge. The aliens, their offensive faltering, attempted a desperate retreat, their battered vessels limping away from the human assault. But the human fleet would not relent, pursuing their adversaries deep into the void, merciless in their pursuit of justice. In the alien high command, a new crisis unfolded. Their latest defeat, witnessed by the galaxy, had shaken their rule to its core. Rumblings of discontent reverberated through the chambers, challenging the leadership that had led them to this humiliating defeat. The High Commander, his face a mask of fury, slammed his fist against the console, the impact sending shards of chitin spraying across the room. "They have humiliated us, challenged our rule, but they will learn, they will suffer. We marshal our remaining forces and strike at the heart of their pathetic colonies." Amidst the chaos, a dissonant voice rose, a dissonant among the aliens. "Our campaigns against the humans have failed, again and again," the alien leader, a powerful figure with swirling emerald eyes, said, his voice carrying an undercurrent of reason. "Perhaps it is time to accept the reality of their strength, their right to exist alongside us. A peace treaty could offer stability and the potential for cooperation." The High Commander's eyes blazed with rage, his body rigid with fury. "Peace? With those inferior creatures? Never! They will be crushed, their colonies laid to waste, and their dreams of independence snuffed out." The dissenters fell silent, the weight of the commander's rage pressing down upon them. A few quietly slipped away, their loyalty wavering in the face of their leader's unwavering desire for conquest and domination. Captain Andromeda Blake, her vessel leading the pursuit of the retreating aliens, received a transmission from an unexpected source, the aliens seeking a peace treaty. Blake's eyes narrowed, her instincts on high alert. They seek to negotiate, to buy themselves time to regroup and rebuild. "We know their tactics, their hunger for our lands and resources." Her second-in-command, Lieutenant Carter, nodded, his dark eyes hardening. "We cannot trust them, Captain. Their thirst for conquest is insatiable. But we also know the toll this war has taken on our people, our homes. Perhaps a truce, a period of calm, could benefit us as well." Blake's gaze swept the bridge, her seasoned eyes seeking the thoughts of her crew. A peace, if it is to be genuine, must be founded on mutual respect, on recognizing our strength and our right to exist. We've fought hard for our place in this galaxy, and we won't relinquish it easily. Lieutenant Carter nodded, his expression thoughtful. Perhaps this is an opportunity, Captain. A chance to reshape the galactic order. To forge a future where humans and aliens can coexist without constant conflict. Blake considered his words, her mind racing with the possibilities and potential pitfalls. You may be right, Carter, but we must tread carefully. Our people have suffered much, and they won't easily trust those who've sought to destroy us. As the Defiance continued its patrol, news of the potential peace talks spread through the human colonies like wildfire. Some welcomed the prospect of an end to hostilities, while others viewed it with skepticism and suspicion. On Fortitude, the heart of the Forgotten Colonies, leaders gathered to discuss their next move. Captain Serena Locke, her face bearing the scars of recent battles, addressed the assembly. We stand at a crossroads, she began, her voice carrying across the crowded chamber. Our victories have forced the aliens to reconsider their stance, but we must not let our guard down. Any peace must be negotiated from a position of strength. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the crowd. Captain Michael Kuehler, his dark eyes sharp with intelligence, stepped forward. We should consider sending a delegation, but keep our fleets ready. Trust, but verify. The debate raged on, passionate voices arguing for caution and for seizing the opportunity. In the end, a consensus was reached. They would pursue peace, but remain vigilant and prepared for any treachery. As the news spread across human space, a sense of cautious optimism began to take hold. The Forgotten Colonies, once hidden and isolated, now stood tall as a recognized power in the galaxy. Aboard the Phoenix, Captain Jacob Walker received the transmission detailing the decision. He turned to his crew, his expression a mix of hope and determination. It seems we may be on the brink of a new era, but make no mistake, our journey is far from over. Lieutenant Joshi nodded, her eyes bright with emotion. Whatever comes next, sir, we'll face it together. The Forgotten Colonies stand united. Walker allowed himself a small smile. Indeed we do, Lieutenant. Indeed we do. As the days passed, preparations for the peace talks began in earnest. A neutral location was chosen, security protocols were established, and delegates were selected. The Forgotten Colonies, once desperate to remain hidden, now prepared to step onto the galactic stage as equals. On the eve of the talks, Captain Andromeda Blake stood in the observation deck of the Defiance, gazing out at the stars. The ship, along with a formidable escort fleet, was en route to the negotiation site. "Penny for your thoughts, Captain," came a familiar voice. Blake turned to see Captain Locke approaching, a wry smile on her face. "Just contemplating the strange turns of fate, Serena," Blake replied. "Not long ago, we were fighting for our very existence. Now we're on our way to negotiate the future of the galaxy." Locke nodded, coming to stand beside her fellow captain. "We've come a long way, but the real challenge begins now. Building peace is often harder than waging war." "True enough," Blake agreed. "But if anyone's up to the task, it's us." The Forgotten Colonies have proven their mettle time and again. As they stood there, watching the stars streak by, both women felt the weight of history on their shoulders. They had led their people through war and devastation, and now they would lead them into an uncertain but hopeful future. The Defiance pressed on through the darkness of space, carrying with it the dreams and aspiration of countless colonists. The Forgotten Colonies were forgotten no more. They had emerged from the shadows, fought for their place among the stars, and now stood ready to help shape a new galactic order. Whatever challenges lay ahead, whatever obstacles they might face, one thing was certain: the spirit that had sustained them through their darkest hours would continue to light their way forward. United, resilient, and unbreakable, the Forgotten Colonies looked to the future with hope and determination. As the ship approached its destination, Blake and Locke shared a meaningful look. The next chapter in their saga was about to begin, and they were ready to face it head-on. "Well," Locke said with a grin, "shall we go make history?" Blake nodded, her eyes shining with resolve. Let's show them what the Forgotten Colonies are truly made of. Together, they turn and strode towards the bridge, ready to lead their people into a new era. The Forgotten Colonies had found their voice, and now, the entire galaxy would hear their song.